Brazil taking on Canada in the semifinals. Fans still filing into their seats. They've been ready, rocking, and rolling well before tip. About 40 minutes before tip, this place felt like a concert venue, singing at the top of their lungs.
It was turned up, and we're saying it like the energy in here was crazy. There's about 4,000 or 5,000 fans in here that are just ready, you know, to tip this thing over, and you can feel their energy. It's almost like a second skin on you.
Argentina defeating Team USA to secure their spot in the finals. The winner of this game will join them as you take a look at the road to the finals. Argentina beating Venezuela and the Americans. They have a shot at gold. Canada defeating Mexico in the quarters. Brazil getting past the Dominican Republic in an emotional win. And they'll look to secure their spot in the finals against Argentina, which will be played tomorrow night. Canada introduced to the crowd first. They've only been to the finals one time in an AmeriCup competition. That was in 1999. No team has lost more semifinal games than Canada. They, unfortunately for them, have that record tied with Puerto Rico. A loss today would put them in sole possession, but they're not thinking about that, Javon. They're thinking about getting to the finals once again.
They're thinking about getting to the finals, and I think, you know, this is a team that has probably been disrespected coming in here. And remember, they were ranked 7th in the power rankings. Came out here and, you know, caught a couple people by surprise, and a lot of critics thought they would go 0-3. Well, guess what? Now they're out here playing for a medal.
You hear the crowd rise to their feet here in Recife as the home team comes running out of the tunnel. Brazil, the only team to have not conceded 70 points or plus 70 points in a game in the 4 games that they've played here. They've done it defensively.
And it starts with, you know, the communication and the play from the bigs, right? And the versatility that they have there, and their guards come out and they set the tone, and Huertas and the young gun and Dos Santos, their energy and their play really ignites and invigorates this team, and then they get this crowd going right behind them. You feel the energy, you feel it buzzing in here, and that helps. You use that momentum and channel it the right way.
We'll pause now for the playing of the national anthems.
E agora, homenageando todas as crianças, Instituto Pro Criança Arquidiocese de Olinda e Recife, acompanhado pelo pianista Arthur Tenório e o maestro Otávio Góes, hino nacional do Brasil. do Brasil! Welcome teams, exchange gifts. Cadê a torcida do Brasil? Vamos nessa, DJ doido!
You can't possibly not be fired up in this type of atmosphere. Hopefully it's coming through how loud it is in this arena as you watch at home. The three officials there on your screen will be in charge of keeping this game in check. Anya, Dominguez, and Velez from Panama, Mexico, and Colombia. The starting lineup for the Canadians, their one loss here in Recife came at the hands of Brazil in the first game of the AmeriCup round robin for them. They would love to avenge that loss and move on to the finals, as you said, the team that wasn't expected to even be here in the semifinals. They're shocked and surprised, even folks back home who are hardcore Canadian basketball supporters.
And that was the most disappointing part, right? It's just to have people that are supposed to be in your back and supporting you. But these guys have come out and taken that personally, and it's been a slap in the face. But guess what? They've come out, they've competed, and you have to remember that there's some continuity here, right? A lot of these guys have played in the windows in the Olympic qualifiers, the World qualifiers, and are going to be finishing out that run there. So they've come out here, they've played together, they've played well, they've gone through adversity, they've battled, and that man right there, Coach Nathaniel Mitchell, has done a tremendous job with this group.
On the other side, Brazil have been undefeated here in this tournament so far, but they have seen some speed bumps along the way. Close game in the first one against Canada. Canada just couldn't hit a shot in the quarterfinals against the Dominican Republic. It was a real back and forth battle. Here they are, though, with a chance to go to the finals.
It is, back and forth battles for them, and I think the big thing is you look at the people you're playing in front of, your friends, your family, playing with your friends and family as well. And sometimes that energy can work against you, right? You start to play for the crowd. And we've seen a couple times where they just haven't been able to close out games or really, press on the gas or step on their opponent's necks when they've had opportunity. So it's gone both ways for them, but they played well. And I think offensively, they're probably the most balanced team just because of the style of bigs that they have, the size that they have, and can play inside and outside. A big luxury to have.
This will be the 18th time these two teams have played each other in the AmeriCup competition. The one time they played each other in the semifinals in 2009, Brazil won that one 73-65. So they are 1-0, looking to make it 2-0 here at home in front of their crowd. Let's go keys to the game, Javon, for Team Canada, where they need to establish early.
They have to box out, right? This is the second best offensive rebounding team, and you can't give them any extra opportunities. So there's got to be, a collective effort on controlling the boards, as well as those 50-50 plays, those energy plays. You got to be able to, the team that comes up with them, and use that to manufacture some offense and some energy. Lastly, there's got to be a swagger about you, right? Tonight, you got to have that confidence. Your chest has got to poke out a bit. And there's games where there's shot takers, but tonight you need shot makers.
In the first game between these two teams, Brazil able to gobble up 20 offensive rebounds. And that one, Coach Mitchell circled that on the whiteboard in the locker room for Brazil and the host nation. How do they get through to the finals?
Their bigs have to impose themselves early, right? You have a luxury, you have an advantage in size, as well as a bit more versatility from those positions. You see Felicio checking in here, and there's not going to be many people in this tournament that can guard him and his skill, but then you have Mariano that will come in and play some minutes, and he's a heck of a player as well. The fact that he has size, can really shoot it, and then Lucas Diaz right here. So they have some strength here, some versatility, and guys that aren't afraid to mix it up. So if they go out there and impose that early, impose their will early, it'll make it tough on Canada.
Off we go, semifinals. A chance to play for gold at the 2022 AmeriCup. Canada will control the tap first and have first possession. Starting lineup for the Canadians: Khalif Young, Delano Banton, Lloyd Pandy, Javon Henry Blair, and Trey Bell Haynes. This is Young on the rock, trying to get it to Henry Blair. Good defense there by Benite. This is Banton, in and out crossover. Finds Young. Mid-range jump shot, no good. And Huertas pulls down the rebound.
And that's a good defensive possession early for Brazil. 2 deflections and put Khalif Young in a tough jump shot in the short corner there.
Huertas, Benite inserted into the starting lineup, takes the 3, knocks it down. Felicio, Diaz, and Leonardo make out the starting 5 for Brazil.
And you hear this place already, right? Going crazy. That's that 6th man on the court, that invisible 6th man, that energy.
Henry Blair attacking the rim, was stripped by Benite. Stay here, 12 to shoot for Canada. They'll be Banton for 3. Can't get it to go. Benite vacuums it in. Huertas will use the Felicio screen. Turn the corner. Good hands by Khalif Young. Canada looking to run. Banton to the 10. Trey Bell Haynes with the offensive rebound. Henry Blair fires it inside to Banton. Last touch by Brazil will stay here with 11 ticks on the shot clock.
And you can just see how active Brazil is early, right, on the 3 offensive possessions for Canada. They've got their hands on the ball. They've got some deflections. They're being disrupted.
Trey Bell Haynes will trigger this inbound. It's Henry Blair, watched by Benite. Young was screening for Banton. He didn't move, though. And a foul is going to come on a 3-point opportunity for Henry Blair.
And a great opportunity now just to see, you know, the ball go through the hoop. Just get that confidence, get that feel going. Probably wasn't the best shot after a couple dribbles there. But again, Benite, not the foul you want. Javon Blair gets to the free throw line, and just to see the ball go through the hoop. An opportunity to regroup. Guys get to talk about their set on the defensive side and come back down and execute.
Through the first 4 games, Henry Blair averaging 11 points. He's only shooting 60% from the foul line. Knocks down the first. Was finished up playing for Newfoundland in the CBL. Double figures scoring for him. Wasn't able to shoot the ball well or efficiently, but he's more of a scorer. He's going to get you a bucket when you need it.
Yeah, there's some guys that are shooters, and then other guys that they just score in bunches. And he's one of those guys that, you know, he can give you 2 one night, and then that following night he can give you 20. You know, so it's one of those guys, a rhythm guy. As you can see, he likes to play off the dribble a bit, likes to attack. If you want to be able to get him going early, just because he's so rhythm.
Cashes out on all 3 free throws to tie the game. Here he is defending on Leonardo. Diaz down low. Kicks it out. Felicio for 3.
That's the luxury you have that we're talking about, right? Lucas Diaz is posting up, and that's Felicio, your center, stepping out and hitting the 3 from the inside-outside game.
Banton to the basket. Good cut, good find by Young. Diaz watched by Banton. Huertas trying to get it down low to Leonardo. Good hands there by Trey Bell Haynes. Almost poking it away. 9 to shoot for Brazil here.
Great job sitting in the lap. And big time denial. As you can see, Canada starting off really aggressive with Huertas, not allowing him to get the ball, because he's the one that's going to pick apart the defense if you let him get it. But got to do your work early with him.
Diaz, good hands there by Young. It's the second time we've seen him with a poke away. Lloyd Pandy in the front court. In and out dribble, now looking for help. Maybe Banton. Young. Two-man game, Young and Banton. Banton with the floater, rattles it home.
So tough, right? You look at the pace, his poise there, and his patience just getting into that mid-range and then hopping into his floater, right? You look at his size, if he gets up, nobody's gonna be able to contest that.
Diaz with the up fake, steps in for two.
He makes that look easy, right? You're playing him, doing the right job by running him off of the three-point line, but he gets into that mid-range and just nice arc, nice touch.
Banton gets the switch he wants. Had Felicio stumbling, finds Traybell Haynes. Shot too long, and Diaz vacuums it in. Benite will tee up the three. He left it short, Pandy alone to grab the board. Bell Haynes in the front court, right to the 10, and the foul is on Huertas. That will send TBH to the line.
How fast does Traybell Haynes get down the floor, right? Gets on the court, gets a rebound, pushes it. 21 seconds still on the clock when he gets that foul. Here you see Banton, just nice, gets the defense on his high side and just floats it up. Diaz here, shot fake, just right into that sweet spot. Just a rhythm shot for him.
Traybell Haynes averaging 11.3 points per game here in Brazil. Been a rebounding machine at the guard spot for the Canadians, just above 5 a game. And a lot of those have come on the offensive glass for Team Canada.
He just finds a way. Every time that ball goes up, sometimes you see his head poke up between the trees, and you're like, where the heck did this kid come from?
Abu Kigab into the game now for Team Canada. As Canada showing a little zone here early. Huertas turns the corner. Kigab following him, tracking him well. Skip past Diaz for three. Hit the top of the backboard. And Kigab pulls it down on the ricochet. Traybell Haynes uses the Young screen, finds Kigab for three. Can't get it to go. Ball last touched by Young, and will go the other way. Take a look at Nathaniel Mitchell, who's done a fantastic job with this squad, the youngest squad here at the tournament. Has him in the semifinal. Most people didn't expect him to make it out of the group play. And then most people didn't expect him to make it out of the quarters. And now most people don't expect him to make it out of the semis. Can they find a way tonight? Benite drills a three. Give him 6 and counting. Leonardo being aggressive with Banton. He runs into a body check from Kigab. Leonardo not impressed with the no call, but he should be more upset at his teammates for not calling out the screen. It'll be Banton. Kigab will try again for three. Can't get it to go. Well, the one thing that Canada hasn't been able to do here in Brazil is shoot the three, only shooting 26% from deep coming into this game.
And that's what I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, right? Today's a game where you got to make shots, right? You remember the first game that these two teams played against each other. That was a big problem for Canada. Just weren't able to make shots. And today's got to be one of those days where guys step up and they say, they're rising to this moment. I want to make shots. I'm going to make shots.
Khalif Young, you see there with the rejection. And then the last three by Benite. Thomas Kennedy into the game for the first time for Canada. 54 in red. Kalu also on the floor, and Gray. Benite right to the bucket.
Benite today just smart. Seeing that Traybell Haynes' back was turned and just attacked.
Great start for him. He has 8 points. Almost matching the Canadian total so far in the game. Kigab left alone for three. Tries it from a different spot and finally gets it to drop.
I respect it, right? Missed too early. You can just see him thinking about it here. The defense, they're daring you to take it, right? In the paint, comes off, nobody's there, tee it up, let it go.
Thiago Santos into the game now for Brazil. And he is points in bunches, attacking the rim. finding Felicio, but Felicio could not control that bounce pass.
You can see the speed on Dos Santos there. You talk about points and bunches. When he gets into that second gear, and his second gear is most guys' fifth gear, right? And he's able to turn the corners. There just turns the ball over. A great job by Canada tracking back and not allowing Felicio to hand in the basket.
This is a very deep Brazilian team, not afraid to go deep into their bench. And the majority of their bench unit on the floor now is Kigab feeling it a little bit. And Mariano is going to get called for the goaltend.
He's an energy guy, right? If he's making shots on the perimeter and attacking, these are good signs for you, right? Because again, he's going to give you everything on the defensive side, not going to let up. And you mentioned Brazil's bench, right? I wouldn't be afraid to go to my bench either. They're giving you 40 points off the bench, right? So you go deep, you trust them.
That's great defense there by Thomas Kennedy with the poke away. Minero complaining that maybe he got a touch to the face. Thomas Kennedy's going to have his work cut out for him this afternoon. These Brazilian bigs, not only do they have size, they can put it on the deck, they could shoot it, they're super skilled.
And that's where they have to just utilize that, right, and find those matchups, because again, the skill set of those bigs it's going to be so important. It's important to this team's success, but especially in this game.
Bell Haynes kicks it out. Kalu will take the three. That's too strong. Kigab taps it back out. Fresh 14 for Canada. Kennedy on the roll. Finds Kalu inside. The up fake. Acute angle. Couldn't get the layup. Bodies hit the deck. It's going to go the other way as Kalu touched it last.
See here, Kalu trying to get his body. He's got to be a bit strong with that core, and getting into the defense, getting his body into the defense and shifting them to get a clearer look. A good job. We mentioned his energy play, just the extra tap out to get an extra possession.
That will sit Lloyd Pandy back on the floor for Canada. Leonardo for three from the corner.
That's a young mistake. You got a shooter in the corner. Kalu can't gamble. And now compounding it, just turning his back to the ball.
I'm going to say that Minero was stepping out of bounds as he tried to ignite the fast break. While Canada has struggled from three, Brazil has enjoyed home cooking here, shooting 38% as a team coming into this one from the land beyond, and it's mostly their bigs. Kalu, backdoor cut by Gray, got hammered, he'll go to the line.
And Gray's come up big for Canada, right? He was one of the guys that you can see here, the backdoor cut. Gets himself to the free throw line, and you can see Kalu here just losing track of a shooter in the corner. Can't turn your back. You got to be disciplined defensively. That's just a young mistake. Grow through that. And Cadre Gray, you see him here at the free throw line. He's been one of the bright spots for Canada, and some would say a surprise, right? He's come in and gave them energy, and surprisingly was one of the guys that was potentially going to be, cut before the tournament, and said he's going to commit to playing. There was an opportunity that came about, so he's going to commit to play, whether he plays no minutes, whether he plays 5 minutes, and made the most of his opportunity coming in and just giving this team, not only on the offensive side, but giving to this team on the defensive side as well.
Another one of those many on this team who have CBL ties. And there he is on the deck with the energy play you just talked about, coming up with possession. Banton, Pandy in the open floor, attacks the body of Mariano. Gray with the good up fake and finds Bandu from the corner. That's pretty.
Little shot fake, one dribble kick out, and Bandu shot ready. Gets up into it. He's a guy, like he's a shot maker.
Minero tried to respond with a three of his own, no good, and Mariano did a good job of keeping it alive. Santos, Minero, one more. Leonardo airballs that shot attempt. And Gray trying to get his team in the front court. Kennedy had a chance to post, then he cleared the lane for Gray. could hardly hear the whistle here in the arena. Everyone sort of just stopped playing, looking back at the official. And here's Gray picking up the foul on Minero.
Just has it locked in there. You see the first play here, drive, kick, corner three, the shortest three in the game, and you have a guy that's ready and shot ready and hasn't played well or shot well yet. But this is a game, right? The bright lights are on. There's a different compete level. There's a different focus with this type of game when you're playing to advance for a potential gold medal.
Here you see Rafael Minero leaving the game with 2 quick fouls. And Gray, who did not play in the first game against Brazil, already making an impact in this one. Cashes out on the first free throw attempt.
And the guy he's accepted a role, right? Comes in, whether you need scoring, whether you need him to run the point, and he's understanding, he's growing, you see him growing over the course of this tournament.
Missed the second. Still a 4-point lead for Canada. Pandy picks up Santos half court. De Paula back into the game now for Brazil. Banton thought he had a steal. He saw him react when he got there late. Mariano for 3.
It's tough when you have a guard as quick as Dos Santos. You're forcing him into his left. Big's helping a bit, but then you have Mariano that steps out and can knock down that shot at a high clip.
Banton, step back. Can't get it to go. Santos pushes the other way. Benite to the rack. Count it, and the foul.
That's crafty, right? Catching it in transition, changing direction. You can see it here. And then just switching hands to avoid Kennedy and finishing at the rim, protecting himself and drawing the foul, right? A lot of skill there, a lot of footwork, and a heck of a finish.
Sights and sounds of a semifinal game when the host nation is in it. Nothing like it. 11 points and counting for Benite gives Brazil a 2-point lead. 43 seconds to play in this first quarter. It's Gray dancing off Felicio. Now pulls it back out. Gray will look to dance again. Kicks to the corner. Young for 3, way off. I mean, that ball bounced twice on the top of the backboard, and that face says it all. Cristiano Felicio will check out of the game, so will Lucas Mariano. Brazil could hold for the final shot of the quarter here. There's only a 1-second difference between shot and game. Huertas watched by Bandu. Trying to draw the foul on Bandu and bait the officials into blowing the whistle. It's Santos, the kick, the move. Benite can't get it to go. Paula and Leonardo with time remaining, able to tap it in. And that's how we end the first quarter.
Just understanding, right? The fight, that's it right there. The emotion right there. Offensive rebounds, hustle plays, energy plays.
24-20. Brazil lead after 1. The stats from the first 10 minutes of play on your screen. Brazil, 50% from 3-point range. They take the lead into the break. Best plays, sights, and sounds are all yours. Enjoy. A reminder, you could scan the QR code that is about to pop up on your screen for the Courtside 1891 app. Scores, streams, schedules, and so much more from the FIBA AmeriCup here in Brazil. Well, after the first frame, Brazil lead by 4. Victor Benite inserted into the starting lineup, and he's given Brazil a big-time jolt of energy. 11 points, the only man in double figures so far in the game, as Brazil starts the second period with possession. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Use the hashtag AmeriCup to join us in conversation on social media. It's Mariano on the defensive Pandy. No double comes. Now it's late. Mariano gets fouled by Pandy, or rather, stepped out of bounds. Good defense now, I should say, from Pandy.
Great defense, right? He gives up some size. We could just see him get the low center of gravity and just getting under Mariano. Turns and didn't really have much control.
See how quickly analysts could change? Just at a drop of a dime. It's Bell Haynes. The rolling Young to the 10. It's an offensive foul.
And Benite there, just smart, right? You see Khalif Young catches the ball in a great spot, but you can kind of see the wheels turning in his head. Didn't really know what to do with it there. Attacks, and he just sets up shop.
Benite's a better man than me. No chance I'm standing in front of Khalif Young coming down the lane like that.
Well, you see why I'm sitting here with you, right? These guys got bigger, they got stronger.
It's the first foul on Khalif Young. Mariano guarded by Banton. Banton trying his best, but Mariano spins by him with ease.
This time, that's a good read, right? Sees the double coming and just spins away. Time it, bumped, kept his dribble, and made it happen this time.
Banton gets bumped that time. He'll go to the line for 2. We rarely see Brazil offer the lineup of both Felicio and Mariano. You wonder if the Canadians will force the switch and try to attack a little bit, because on the other end, they don't really have anything for them defensively if they're not going to double.
Well, I know one thing, you can't match, you're not going to match them up with size, right? Brazil has that advantage there now. If you're Canada, where's your advantage? Your advantage is your quickness and your speed at that position. So it's going to be a lot more, double downs and just being active and digging down to force these guys to cough it up and force them to make tough decisions in compromising spots.
Delano Banton knocks down the first. He's been Mr. Prime Time for Team Canada, second leading scorer coming into this game here at the AmeriCup, averaging 18.5 per game, pulling down just over 6 boards for the Toronto Raptor product. He has 6 in this one. He's had these starts where he kind of just lulls you to sleep, and then all of a sudden flips the switch in the third period, and then he arrives. DePaula. That's good defense by Young, moving his feet. And Canada looking to try to come over with the turnover. Felicio Mariano at the end of the shot clock. Can't get it to go. They're going to call a foul on Javon Henry Blair. So we'll stay here as Felicio is trying to grab that board. Gray checks back into the game. Pandy will sit. See if you can see it. I mean, the slightest of pushes from Henry Blair.
DePaula may have sold it really well.
Well, the referees bought it. Mariano with a tough catch. DePaula stepped out of bounds. You look back at the line and say, did it move?
The line got closer. I keep telling you, it's always great to have those size 14, 15, and big hands, and everybody says, great metrics, he's great size until you get in these corners and you have to drive or shoot a 3.
I've never heard anyone complain about having size until now.
So until you get in those corners and there's not enough real estate for you.
Look what retirement did to you. Gray for 3. Got it. He's come out to play. Give him 6 and counting. It's Santos. Thought about it, then takes it, foot on the line. It's a 2, and Gray pulls down the rebound. Canada looking to run. Trey Bell-Haynes did a great job of finding the open space, but blew the layup. Santos. Huertas. That's a good job of Canada getting back in transition. Huertas can't hit the midi. And Banton exploding in the open floor. Henry Blair kisses it off the glass. And Canada rolling, forcing a Brazilian timeout.
Great job again, just using your defense, getting some transition baskets. And you can see as soon as they collect the basketball, everybody's running, everybody's getting out, running their lanes. And there's Javon Blair with a good finish. Trey Bell-Haynes missed one early. But how these guys, it becomes a track meet. As soon as they have possession of that ball, everybody's out, everybody's running wide. And that's how you want to run your transition breaks.
Timeout on the floor, 7:30 remaining. Let's listen to the Brazilian huddle.
Você tá mais interno, na hora que tiver uma batida pra dentro, no bloqueio, você vai sempre pra dentro. A partir dos cortes aqui, você fica rodando baixo, não roda aberto. Deixa os passos pros laterais, tá bom? Eles estão zona aqui. Eles estão zona. Mais a 4 aqui. Pra gente tentar, o Lucão vai fazer a secada por baixo, tá? Você vai fazer isso.
Talk about Canada getting in the open floor. That's what Delano Banton does best. A better start in this game here in the semifinals for Delano Banton. And he has Canada in front by 1 with his 6 points. Leonardo will trigger the inbound for Brazil after the timeout.
You mentioned Delano. There's a confidence that he exudes and permeates throughout this team, right? Calm, doesn't say much, but his body language just says he's in control.
Looking young, getting his hand to another deflection. That's the 3rd in this first half for him. Gray on the deck, can't finish. Leonardo weaving through traffic. Euro stepping his way to the hoop. And once again, you see the bigs of Brazil and the skills that they possess in the open floor.
I'm telling you, watching him push it, you can't tell if that's a perimeter player or a big. He looks more like a wing to me.
Young begging for it now. Will go to work back to the basket. Hands to Bell-Haynes. Young up top. Couldn't slam it home. And Diaz collects. Huertas on the other side. Young battling with Mariano. Mariano looking to feel the body. Fires it cross court. Leonardo for 3.
That's a great read. Mariano just gets it in the post. Sees the weak side cutter screening in on that weak side 3 and kicks it out, right? On time, on target.
Just like that, back to a 4-point lead for Brazil. Banton, Bell-Haynes. Not much happening, no movement happening until Gray cuts, takes the contact. And Mariano knocks it off the rim to get possession for Brazil. He tried that earlier in this quarter, was called for the goaltend that time, successfully defending his cup. It's Thiago Santos, the kick. Huertas, corner 3, got it. And just like that, Brazil responds with a punch of their own, leading to a Canadian timeout.
Huertas, great shot ready, and you can see Padre Gray and Trey Bell-Haynes. Here you see the kick out by Dos Santos. Bell-Haynes forgot to X out to cover Huertas in the corner, and both defenders looking at each other. Right to kick out, and here you see a transition. That skill that we're talking about, that touch, that good footwork. Another one here. if you're noticing, there's a number of different guys that are knocking down shots, and that's the depth that you speak of when you speak of Brazil and the skill.
Benite got the party started for the Brazilians, 11 points and counting for him. Here's some of his work.
He just looks so in control, right? The rhythm shots that he's getting, and as he's attacking the paint, his speed, it's controlled, he's comfortable. He's able to make decisions on the fly because of that. That's experience, right? That's being tested, battle tested, and being in these positions already, and playing in these environments, playing in these atmospheres when you're in big games.
Kigab rejected by Mariano. Santos pushing the other way. It's Diaz for three. Can't hit. Ball falls to Trey Bell-Haynes. And the crowd lets out a sigh. They were ready to blow the roof off this place. Kennedy right back to TBH. Floater left it short. Kigab taps it. Huertas picks it up. It's Santos for three. No good. And Thomas Kennedy with a strong rebound. On the other end, Trey Bell-Haynes is down on the deck. So the referee blows the whistle to allow a stoppage in play and make sure that he's okay. He's getting up on his own power. Here it is. Oof.
Yep. He's a key job here and getting up above the rim. And Mariano, not only does he play offense, but he plays defense, just beating him at the rim. Didn't have enough jets to keep going above him. Trey Bell-Haynes got that elbow to the face there. You mentioned it earlier. He's always seemed to find his way into offensive rebounds. Ends up on the wrong side of it there.
Didi Lousada checking into the game for the first time for Brazil. Pandy on the rock. He's back in the game for Team Canada. An interesting lineup for the Canadians on the floor. You're going to wonder where the offense is going to come from. Might be Henry Blair. Pandy to the cup. Lloyd Pandy sneaking in for a layup. It's Huertas waiting for Felicio's screen. There it comes. Up top, Felicio! Down hard.
Great call, great read. Felicio is going to be the one to get the points there, but Huertas a great job just playing that pick and roll, and Lousada doesn't look like he's a part of the play, but him just rising up to the top of the key just allows no backside to tag.
Pandy back-to-back buckets. Answering the question I had early on. Who's going to bring the offense? Pandy says, don't worry about it, Mr. Gay. I got it. Benite, one more pass. Diaz, corner three, in and out. Kennedy needs to squeeze that board as Didi Lousada able to get possession for Brazil. The clock went back to 14 rather than 24.
Lousada, those are two big plays right now. You know, coming up with that, poking the ball away and coming up and giving his team an extra possession. But on the play before with that lob, he was the reason that was able to happen, right? Just his awareness and getting up above the key.
It'll be Huertas. Benite, open for three. That's off. Lousada, another offensive rebound. Kick ball there by Young. Give Brazil 14 to work with here on this possession.
see here, rising above, just getting up there, right? We've seen this play a couple times over the course of the tournament, and Kennedy just late, right? Not stopping the ball, but also not getting back to his man.
Lozada, corner three, can't go. Brazil getting some decent looks as Canada sits in the zone. They're out of it now. Diaz will try. Can't get that to go. Another offensive rebound for Brazil. Inside, Felicio. What a rejection by Kigab, but Felicio follows.
Sticking with it. You look at his size, but you're impressed with how fast and quick his second jump is getting to that ball to get it back up.
Brazil now themselves in a zone. Pandy up fake. He'll try the two. He knew he was going to miss it, tried to follow it, could not. Huertas, the trailing Benite. It's a good job there by Gray stepping up. Benite was ready to trigger that three. Diaz will try the other side. Can't get it to go, and a strong rebound there by Khalif Young. Gray, nice pass to Pandy. Open is Kigab for three. Indeed.
And you knew that one was going down, right? Inside, outside, Kigab shot ready. You can see the nice rotation on it. Nice arc, trusting himself.
Back to a 4-point game. It's Benite using the Felicio screen. Benite can't get the roll, but Diaz there for the tap back. Minute 40 remaining in the half. Diaz with 4. Gray dribbles into Benite. Trying to snake the dribble. He got tripped up. See the second chance points there favoring Brazil, 8-3.
And that was, we mentioned it earlier, one of the emphasis and the keys for Canada. You see Condre here splitting the defense here, ball screen action. But the second chance points, right? And those plays right there, that's an error going into half for Canada. You've got to address that, right? Because they're giving this team more opportunities.
Well, the ovation is for the legendary Oscar Smith, the GOAT. No one scored more points in basketball than that man. As he watches his team here try to get past Canada and into the finals here at the AmeriCup.
Safe to say he was a bucket.
He was definitely, he was the bucket.
He was the bucket.
Mariano, deep three. Can't get it to go. Banton was battling in there, but Lozada with another offensive rebound.
And you see Lozada out here doing all the dirty work, right? And it doesn't need the ball, but you can see here has a skill, a fighter. And
Paula got it off in time and put it down.
Lozada making that play happen. Right? You remember there was a 35th second round pick, to Atlanta in 2019. But the fact that he's out here, you talk about Brazil's depth. He's not out here doing the most with the ball. He's doing the fight. He's doing the dirty work. He's making plays like these, and Paula closing it out.
Coach Mitchell takes a timeout with 40.8 remaining here in the half. Let's listen in. And there is the legend in the building, getting another standing ovation, well-deserved. Professional scorer for many, many years.
certified bucket. He deserves every hand in here, all the ovations that he's getting.
Out of the timeout. Let's see what Canada runs as we tick down towards halftime. Banton on the floor with Bell Haynes, Pandy, Young, and Henry Blair. It's Henry Blair for three, no good. That's going to be last touched. They say by Canada, we're going the other way. Shot clock will be turned off. Leonardo, the five on the floor for Brazil. Santos sprinting up the floor. Got it to Huertas, and he's fouled by Banton. Plenty of fouls to give for Canada, but that's Banton's second. He's going to have to be careful on this possession. Don't want to pick up the third. Coach Mitchell reading that situation well. Sends Banton to the bench, brings back TBH. Under 14 to play here in the half. Huertas turns the quarter, finds Leonardo, bodies up, can't get it to go. Lozada with time, floats it, got it to go! For the second quarter in a row, Brazil end it with the basket as the red lights light up the backboard. 10-point lead for Brazil as they head to the halftime break. (44-34) your score. Brazil 20 minutes away from a gold medal matchup. The stats from the first half on your screen. 7 3-pointers for Brazil has extended it to now a 10-point lead. Canada getting crushed on the glass, 30-12. Coming into this game, you highlighted that, Javon. It's playing out the way you thought it might through 20 minutes. Benite, Leonardo leading the way with 11 and 10 points apiece. Here are the best plays from the first half, but your keys were spot on.
Spot on, right? And those are the effort plays and allow this team to get going and make shots like this. And that's what becomes so dangerous, because They can kill you from the outside. They can kill you from the inside. And you see Felicio, this is one of the big men here, just stepping out and showing you his range, showing you his touch. And if you're Canada going to the second half, you want more of this, right? You want more of Delano getting downhill and finishing at the basket, getting out into the open court and having the ability to run. And it starts by, 1, getting stops, 2, getting the ball and allowing him to get out, because there's been nobody in this tournament that's been able to stop him. Second leading scorer, right? Kijab stepping up, having a good day, knocking down shots. But it's not focus. It's that coming out here with intent and having the same fire that you see from Lazada play with in that second quarter.
Canada has brought the energy in this game. Now they need the production to back it up. See if they're able to do it. They have 20 minutes to rectify this 10-point deficit. After half, 44-34 your score. We'll leave you with the highlights and be back with second half action in just a moment.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Almost leads their turnover. Betancourt got it off in time. Got it to go! A floater from three-point range. Stone left it for Bonilla on a silver platter. And he pounds it home.
And right on cue, showing us the athleticism there, right?
Brazil loves the spotlight. Loves the moment, dancing on Batista to the rim.
And he knows it. This kid loves that moment. He loves the moment. He loves the bright light.
Rather, that's Delio doing a good job of making a tough pass. Capasso, a magician.
Little drop between the legs, reverse, and catching it back. It looks like he's just having fun now.
Number 11 in white. Fast break opportunity. Martinez with the hammer. Putting on a show early. Romero rejects it. Team USA wanting a goaltend. Referees say play on. It's Romero on the other end. Defense to offense for Ishmael Romero.
It's crazy, right? Blocks the shot on one end and it shoots out of there like a cannon.
Fernandez right to the rim. Oh, Cheatman with the swat of the tournament. Pargo on the other end. Up top, Cheatman crushes the orange. Both ends of the floor showing out in Brazil. And they're looking to run. Banton is calling for it. They throw it up. Banton throws it down. points and counting for Delano Banton. He's arrived here in the third.
Nobody's out there. Nobody's coming with him. Huertas just tees it up. He gets a good shot.
Oh, Rodriguez pounds it home. What a look by Batista. The DR respond with a momentum play of their own. Cole driving, floating. Norris Cole. I am him with 1.4 remaining in the game.
This is what it's about. You see the attacking the basket, scooping above, that strong side help. And the degree of difficulty on that shot, right? Defense on this right side.
Welcome back to Brazil in the AmeriCup here in Recife. A 10-point game, Brazil up 44-34 on Team Canada. At the half, leading scorer Victor Benite with 11 points, shooting 4 of 9 from the field. Leonardo with 10 points, he's 4-6 from the field. Cadre Gray with 6 points in the game for Team Canada. And Abu Kigab came off the bench, providing 8 points in 7 minutes for the Canadians. Reminder, you can scan the QR code on your screen right now for the Courtside 1891 app. Stream, schedules, scores, and so much more from the AmeriCup here in Brazil. Moments away from the start of the second half. Brazil finding a way to knock down shots, finding a way to stretch Canada's defense, and finding a way to pound the offensive glass in that first half.
You're right, that was the name of the game, right? Winning that rebounding battle, 30-12. And more importantly, 12 offensive rebounds, which has led to 12 second chance points. So if you're Canada right then and there, you know, that tells you the story of the game, and it was something that we wanted to focus on. A big part of our keys to the game for Canada. So the story's told itself.
It's going to be an offensive foul on Khalif Young, a little too aggressive on that screen, according to the officials, as Huertas hit the deck. It's Young's second foul.
You can just see Khalif Young with the right intent, right, trying to get a shooter open, but you've got to set yourself up. You got to set your feet.
Leonardo, who had a great first half, going to work on the block, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, this is probably not the start that both teams, you know, wanted out of the half here. You see Leonardo just backing down, and you see that chicken wing there, just displacing Henry Blair.
It's always food with you, huh? Trying to make me hungry.
I mean, the food has been great.
It's been terrific.
So,
Mel Haynes thought he got hit, Felicio, and the foul is going to be called as Young was trying to attack the glass. It's going to be called on Diaz. He's on the other end of that replay. The foul occurred. That inbounds pass as Banton he was not able to go into the backcourt and pick that up. Mistake there by Banton. Probably should have grabbed him when he had the chance. Realizing the situation, and Henry Blair tapping his chest saying, "My bad, that was a bad pass." So sloppy start to this second half. Benite. Huertas rejects the screen, kicks to Diaz for 3. Indeed.
that's tough, right? You're forcing Huertas to his weak hand, and Trayvon hands trying to get in the position to tag. That kick out comes out to Lucas Diaz, and if you don't get out fast enough, he's going to tee it up, and you can't. It's tough to get out to contest him. He's so big, so tall.
Banton can't respond with a 3 of his own, and Felicio with a flat-footed rebound. Huertas uses the Diaz screen. Felicio rolling, kick. Leonardo puts it on the deck and then gave it away to Pandy. Henry Blair attacking the rim.
Good job there. You get a good steal and capitalize on the offensive end.
Canada has been able to get out in transition. They've looked great. It's the half-court offense and the shot making.
And that's their game. The only way to get out in transition is if you're not taking the ball out of the hoop, right? Turning it over, forcing to turn it over, forcing, getting rebounds, collecting rebounds, getting out.
21 seconds of good defense there, and then Khalif Young auditioning to be a Maple Leaf goaltender, kick save there. Fresh 14 for Brazil. Benite turns the corner. He'll float it and make it.
That's just tough, right? Just curling and getting to a spot, the defense trailing behind him. He has that advantage and pops into his jump shot there.
Henry Blair straight on three. Canada needed that. We've seen Henry Blair get hot in the third quarter before.
He's another guy that scores in bunches, right? May miss 2 or 3, but then he can turn around and give you 6 points, 6 quick points.
It's Benite using the Felicio screen. Good hedge there by Young. Skip pass. Diaz tees it up. Can't make it. Followed it and tapped it out. It's Benite for 3. Too strong. Strong rebound there by Banton, and he's running. Delano Banton. Step back. Missed it. A little tunnel vision there from Banton. He probably had a wide open Pandy for 3 if he had seen it. The foul's going to be called now on Young, and if that's Young, it's his 3rd. It is. It's a tough angle for a big to come out there and move your feet like that.
Tough, especially the guy that has his wheels already going, turning the corner, and has as much ball control as Huertas does. It makes it even tougher that he can pass on the fly, right, on the move, and on target as well.
Thomas Kennedy checks into the game, replacing Young. There's Kennedy with the good hedge. Huertas. Benite left alone for 3. Leonardo rocking the rim in Recife. Henry Blair hit a 3 on the earlier possession. Now feeling Huertas on his back. Count it, and he'll go to the line for 1 more.
Pains that defense on his backside there, just gets up. Again, another guy we spoke about, if he gets going, that could be a big help for Canada. Here you see Huertas on his right side there, and able to get to his strong hand and a good finish through the left.
Henry Blair at the line, knocks it down. Get it back to single digits. That's Huertas with his 3rd foul. We'll see him hit the bench. Iago Santos checking in for Brazil. Mariano with another triple. Bell Haynes rejects the screen, now uses it. It's Banton for 3. Indeed, Delano Banton knocking down the triple in the face of Minero. Give him 9. Mariano screens. Santos. Minero driving. Good defense there by Kennedy. Minero got his own, and they're going to call the foul on Henry Blair, and he's going to take a jog to the other end in disbelief. Kigab will check in for Pandy. So Canada brings more size and length onto the floor. Santos, Mariano. Minero relocates and locks, fires, can't get it to go. Another offensive board for Brazil. Leonardo attacking the rim. Couldn't get it to go. Ball loose. Trey Bell Haynes picks it up, and he's fouled by Benite. Third foul for Benite, and boy, offensive rebounds piling up for Brazil. They have 14 and counting in the game.
Well, they've been relentless, right? And they know they have the size advantage, and guys are just, they're running in there, right? And getting deep positions. And if you're Canada, you got, as soon as a shot goes up, they're taking a number of threes as well. There's going to be long rebounds. You got to be able to turn around and just identify and recognize where guys are cutting and get a body on them early.
Kennedy fakes the handoff, then goes to work. Can't get it to go. Kigab, the offensive rebound. Now he'll attack, spinning in the lane. Good footwork, Abu Kigab. And they're gonna count the 2. Leonardo thought he had a block.
He worked the basket. Right? Nice footwork here, spin, up, under, and just through the defense here. He wanted, you could just tell the hunger that he had in it. And there you see that man right there. He knows how to get a bucket.
He's not worried about goaltending, I'll tell you that. He'll put it down. Kigab now in double figures. Minero feeds inside. Mariano blows the dunk. And Gray, who's into the game now on the open floor for Canada. Bell Haynes attacking right to the rim. Leads to a timeout. The Canadians with an important response midway through the 3rd. A blown dunk on one end leads to a layup on the other. And Coach Conti wants to discuss and stop Canada from this surge. Let's listen in to the Brazilian huddle.
Tem problema, né? Tem problema. Mas o problema é a gente não voltar pra defesa, não fechar a área. Toma chute de 3 na transição, mas não toma bandeja. Sai de trás dos caras, ele não pode segurar vocês. Sai de trás e para o pequeno. Volta fechando a área todo mundo, caralho. Deixa ele chutar aqui 3 na transição. Nós não podemos tomar bandeja uma atrás da outra na transição, ok? Não? Esquece o que rolou e volta. Lucas Dias aqui. Léo aqui. Léo com o Lucas Dias, tá? Lucão aqui. Didi. O Iago vai chamar chifre. Vai sair pelo Lucão, o Lucão já vai abrir. O Lucas vai cortar. Se não der nada...
Javon Henry Blair coming alive now in the second half for Team Canada, giving him 13 and counting. And here's some of the work he's put in tonight.
You like to see the play he's coming out with, right? Remember, he's just freshly coming out of Georgetown University, had a great coach, Patrick Ewing. The great Patrick Ewing, I should say. And you can just see a lot of things that he's learned and coming out and implementing them here, just growing as a player, maturing as a player.
He exploded in the win against Uruguay in the 3rd quarter. Trying to do the same for Canada here in the semis. Mariano knocks down another 3.
I said it before, and Mariano, his shot is so pretty. When he catches and just gets it up at his height, his length, he gets high rotation on it. He's a tough cover. The shot's beautiful.
Bell Haynes weaving through traffic. Gray, his up fake on Santos. Got blocked by Mariano. Kennedy could not finish inside, and Santos sprinting up the court the other way. Losada stepped out of bounds. No bucket. Losada's heel stepping out of bounds there. Rather, they call the offensive foul on Santos. Ooh. Looked like he may have avoided Gray. Here's the last Mariano 3. It is picture perfect. And when the shot's not falling, he's not afraid to go inside and put you on the block either.
Not at all. Great size for him, not afraid to use his body, physical.
It's a tough pass by Banton trying to find Kennedy, and he throws it away.
But great defense, cracking back and not allowing Kennedy to have a clear path to the basket. Great intent by Banton too, so you just have to give Brazil credit there on that for understanding the assignment defensively.
Henry Blair back into the game, replacing Banton. Kigab guarding Santos. It's a tough matchup for Kigab here. One of the quicker guards here in the AmeriCup. Santos made it easy on him as he gave it up. One of? Diaz, up fake, count it. He'll go to the line for one more.
Again, that's another big now, just showing us his inside game. And we've seen it, Lucas Diaz over the course of this tournament. You see him here, just has a small defender under him, spins baseline, sees the defense coming, that shot fake to allow the defense to blow by. Cadre goes by and just gathers himself and goes up. Strong finish, right? And he looks quite comfortable and quite, you know, like seamless down there with his footwork. But at the same time, we've also seen him on the perimeter just knock down a number of shots over the course of this tournament. That's the versatility of this team.
Foul on the drive. Santos knew it, so he put his hand up right away. And Cadre Gray will go to the line to shoot free throws as Brazil is in the penalty. Boyd Pandy back into the game as TBH will sit. 2:39 to play in this third. This is an important 2 minutes here, 2 minute stretch for Canada. They don't want to go into the fourth quarter down double figures. Keep it within striking distance. They've been battling all evening long. But it just feels like a Brazil run to close this quarter may be the coup de grace. Pandy knocks down the first. Rather, Gray knocks down the first. Back to a 9-point game. Loses into the game for the first time tonight. 5 in yellow for Brazil. Here he is on the rock. Mariano thought about it. Is it to Santos? Good hands there by Pandy. Pandy right to the 10.
Pandy just sitting down in his seat there, hands low, just anticipating that crossover. Great defense.
Pandy gets called for the foul that time. And you hear the audible scream from the Canadian bench. That's going to be the one to put them in the penalty.
And Pandy's, he's accepted his challenge, right? You mentioned Dos Santos being, you know, one of. Here's Pandy getting on transition here from the steal. We mentioned Dos Santos being one of the quicker guards in this tournament. I don't know if he's one of them. I think he's probably baseline to baseline the fastest and quickest in his change of speed. But the fact that Pandy at 6'5" is sitting down and getting into his grill, he's made it difficult. And, you know, this is probably the most uncomfortable we've seen Dos Santos over the course of this tournament, right? He's really had his way and always played to this crowd.
Mariano gets the applause as he hits the bench for Felicio. And you're right about Pandy. He's played so well on both ends of the floor, just being an energy guy for this team. You have to imagine when it's time to get a paycheck, he could show this tape.
Well,
and let it speak for itself.
He's definitely earned himself with his play, you know, over this last 4 or 5 games now that he can play. And it's funny because basketball is an equal opportunity, and you're not going to have a guy out there that's, a lot of these guys aren't going to be shooting, you know, 20 shots a night. But if you're able to come in and have some impact and find a way to impose yourself and have some will with your team, you can help somebody, and he's definitely done that.
Gray got stripped by Santos.
Just too much dribbling in front of Dos Santos, and he's one of those pesky guards, right?
This feels like a dangerous moment now for Canada. They can use a stop here on this possession. Santos with 10 to shoot, directing traffic. The double comes as Young is on him. Down low Diaz, kick. Losada will attack the rim. Offensive foul. That's a great job there by Gray stepping in and taking the charge. And this is what this Canadian team has been about in this tournament. Making a mistake on one end, forgetting about it, having the short memory to step in and take the charge, get possession back. It's Gray. He'll use the Young screen. Blair. Over Luz. Way off. And Lozada looking to run. Lozada finds Diaz. Luz, no look pass to Santos, but the pass was not in the shooter pocket. Diaz, the floater. Strong rebound there by Pandy.
Big boy rebound.
Look at him attack now. Picking up the foul on Luz, and he'll go to the line. That was all Pandy, all effort. Officials hearing it from the crowd now. See the intensity in this game. Even the VIPs sitting in front of us who don't normally, probably too cool for school.
Too cool for school.
They're standing up booing in a situation like this.
Yeah, the passion, right? You're host team playing, and whether you're too cool or whether you're up in, you know, the seats at the top of the arena, everybody has one common goal, and that's to cheer on this team and push them into a gold medal match, right? And that's what the luxury of playing at home and hosting these tournaments.
Pandy goes 1 of 2 from the line. 7 points and counting. Now he has to sit down and guard Santos. 2-for-1 opportunity for Brazil if they want it. Brazil's only been to the line 4 times. Santos floating in and kissing it off the glass. He was asking for a foul in the process. We know Santos is a fourth quarter guy. Coach Mitchell screaming out instructions. Kigab turns the corner, finds Gray, he got high on the jumper, rattled out. Well, Brazil has scored to close the quarter on the last 2 frames. Can they do it again? Santos in his bag. Iago Santos knows what time it is. He can smell the opportunity to win gold at home for Brazil.
Tough shot there, and you knew it. He had that look in his eyes. He had that bop in his step as he was coming up the court. And he's one of the guys. He feeds off of the energy from this crowd. You knew that he wanted that last shot. He makes big shots when the bright lights are on and the bright moments are up. He steps up to it, and that was one of those moments right there. You knew that ball was going to go in before it even left his hands. You could just tell by his body language. And you see the emotion that he's playing with. You see the passion that he's playing with. And for him, it's closeout time. That's an opportunity to close this thing.
67-54, your score after 3. Here are the stats in the game so far. 11 three-pointers for Brazil, shooting 37%. They have the big lead. Here are the best plays from the third period. Sights and sounds of Recife. And a reminder, scan the QR code to download the Courtside 1891 app. Streams, schedules, scores, and so much more from the AmeriCup, Eurobasket, the upcoming FIBA Basketball Women's World Cup in a couple of weeks in Australia. Now, this crowd came for a party. They were rocking 40 minutes before tip-off. They haven't stopped. And the team in yellow giving them every reason to exert energy here in this arena. The 5 on the floor right now as we start the 4th. Santos, Luz, Felicio, Losada, and Diaz. Leonardo driving. Young did a good job of avoiding the foul there. Coach Mitchell wants to push. So Henry Blair obliges, tosses it up and in. Juggy Blair, magical on the finish.
Just a hard, relentless attack here. As Huertas on one side and Dos Santos dropping in and comes up with the and one opportunity. Misses the back end of the free throw there.
It's the third foul on Santos. Banton back on the floor. Foul away from the basketball. He joins Pandy, Bell Haynes, who just picked up the foul. Henry Blair and Khalif Young in the middle. Huertas will join for Brazil, and he'll replace Luz. It's a second foul on Bell Haynes. Leonardo on the block. Pandy gets the turnover, Lloyd Pandy. It's almost like a mosquito buzzing in your ear. He's just annoying.
He's just everywhere, right? And now we've seen Pandy defend Dos Santos, the fastest guard and smallest guard in this tournament. But now you see him in the post and squaring up, and kind of chuckled at Leonardo when he turned him over there and said, "Who do you think? You're not strong enough. You're not built enough." But that's the versatility again on the defensive side that he brings to this team, right? Guarding, he can guard 1 through 5, strong enough to guard, post, strong enough to guard a 4, but savvy and quick enough to guard the point guards.
Reason for the delay, they're wiping up the wet spot that had Diaz and Pandy when they were diving for the floor. Now we rejoin action. Pandy's won pretty much every award at the U Sport level. He's played in big games. You know what it's like. This one, the biggest of his career, young career, as Banton tees up the 3 and drills it. Delano Banton. Might he come alive here in the 4th for Team Canada? Santos turns the corner. Don't want to leave that man open. Banton close as well. Huertas. A lot of dribbling here. Alicia rolling, gave it away. TBH, Banton, same spot. Too strong this time. Look at Young sneaking in. Henry Blair for 3. Indeed, here comes the Canucks.
And that's just a big time sequence there, right? Banton hits a 3 earlier. You get an offensive rebound on this play here, and a kickoff. Javon Blair, shot ready, teeing it up. Back-to-back 3s. Is it that momentum shifter, right? Completely different game right now. 5-point lead for Brazil.
8:23 remaining in the 4th as we see the Henry Blair triple. And momentum wearing a red and white jersey. Kigab, kiss to the sky. We'll listen in to the Brazilian huddle during this timeout.
Lucas também. Vocês estão fazendo isso. O Lucão, ele vai vir aqui, ó, e vai abrir direto. Ele tá fazendo tudo show agora. Tá bom. Ele vai abrir direto, tá bom? Ele tá fazendo show, só que ele tá te direcionando pro lado. O lado que vem, não toca e sai. Aberto. No final. Só no final. O Lucas Dias, aonde quer que ele esteja, ele vai tentar a segunda. Aonde quer que você esteja, 50 segundos, e deixa todo mundo aberto. Só presta atenção vocês dois, se o Lucão não vai abrir, vocês estão aqui e sai. Deixa espaço pra ele fazer o arremesso. Tá? Olha só. Agora lá nós vamos duplo. O Vitor vai fazer o primeiro bloqueio, tá? Então, deixa esse lado aqui vazio, sai Léo e sai Lucas Dias. O Vitor vai fazer o primeiro e o Lucão vai fazer o segundo. Se eles fazem um step aqui, o Vitor tá nas costas, Marcelo, tá bom? Léo, você é o apoio aqui, o Lucas Dias é o último. Agora, ei, a defesa aqui é 0, é 0 aqui atrás, 0. Marcelo, Vitor, 0 aqui atrás, 0.
Delano Banton finding the range here in the 4th quarter. Henry Blair making it back-to-back. Canada within 5. With plenty of time here in the 4th to deal with. See how Brazil respond out of the timeout. Huertas off the drag. Fires it inside. Mariano with the easy 2. We have some great passing guards here in this tournament. Campasso probably leads the way in that department. Huertas not far behind. He can find you if you're open. It'll be Banton. Young is never rolling. The ball stolen by Brazil. Huertas has Pandy on him now. Young with the good hedge, forcing him to pick up his dribble. Benite back into the game, poked out of his hands. And got it back though. Euro step, Leonardo, count it. He'll go to the line and gets a big bear hug for Mariano. 14 and counting for number 14. Troy Bell Haynes now with 3 fouls. Just like that, lead back up to 10. Banton for 3. Pandy with the rebound. Can't get the putback. It's Bell Haynes. Kick out. Henry Blair will try. Quiets the crowd and Recife.
He's locked in. You can tell right now he's locked in. 6 minutes to go. He's ready.
Leonardo, hard drive. He's going to get fouled on the pass by Pandy. Here's the Henry Blair 3. As you said, he has that look in his eye. Diaz, Mariano. Huertas, watched by Pandy. Leonardo for 3. Pandy with the rebound. In the open floor. Has Henry Blair if he wants him. Euro steps his way to the cup and lays it in. Lloyd Pandy is big time. 9 points and counting for him in the 4th.
You're seeing it now, right? Canada not getting the ball out of the hoop, getting off of rebounds, getting off of turnovers, and they're able to run. That's when they're really good.
Mariano misses it. Henry Blair. Trey Bell Haynes. Another response by Team Canada. Brazil not taking a timeout. They only have 1 more remaining here with 5:35 to play in the game. Huertas down low, Diaz. Canada has its full complement of timeouts. Diaz has 12. Banton using the Kennedy screen. Hesitates. He traveled. Coach Mitchell saying that the ball was poked out of his hands. That's his argument. Canada gonna have to forget about that possession and play on here with 5:06. It's Huertas. Mariano will set the screen. Pandy attacking. Kennedy, great job, comes up with the pickpocket, then stolen by Leonardo the other way, and a travel's gonna be on Huertas. As the ball seemed to get caught up there.
That's the right call, and you mentioned it, right? The ball screen action, you gotta get the ball out of Huertas' hands. He's a magician with the rock. And Kennedy coming out and coming out hard hedging there, forcing a turnover.
Abu Kigab will inbound for Canada. It's nail bite time here in Recife. Coach Mitchell calling out the set. Henry Blair for three. He has arrived in the fourth period. Putting Canada on his back, also wearing it across his chest. 2-point game. Santos penetrating. Pandy, great job of staying in front of him. It's Mariano for three. Can't get it to go. Canada could take the lead with a three on this possession. It's Banton inside. Thomas Kennedy's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
That's 2 big plays now by Banton. First one reading, defense comes out, and Javon Blair flares out, gets a 3. Now you see him, Kennedy rolling hard, defense on his backside, and Banton doing just a good job of just getting the ball there. Here you see it, Blair wide open. Defense is focused on Banton, not allowing him to get downhill to the rack, and he's just making the right read, looking, surveying the court, and finding his guys.
You look around at the Canadians, look in their eyes. They believe they have a chance in this game as Kennedy knocks down the free throw. That man right there delivering big time.
And the beautiful thing about this is nobody believed in this team. Nobody, thought they would be in this position. And these guys trust each other, right? They're playing for that man on the sideline, Nathaniel Mitchell, who has a great relationship with all of them, right? And they're laying it out there for him.
They were down by as many as 13. It is now a tie game. Buckle up. Should be a good finish. Leonardo for three. Off. Kennedy vacuums it in. And Canada could take the lead late in the fourth. It'll be Banton. Watched by Leonardo. He'll attack. Banton kicks to Kennedy. Good catch by Kennedy. A fake. Thomas Kennedy gives Canada the lead.
And you see the faces, right? They've silenced this crowd here. Again, Delano making a big play, but Kennedy just being strong, being aggressive, big boy moves.
Santos attacking the rim. Kennedy picks up the foul, and Delano Banton said, "Don't you dare pick him up." He almost ripped Kennedy's arm out the socket, making sure he didn't help Santos off the floor.
Man, that man came here to compete, and he's just making sure his guys are on board with him, on the same train.
Big minutes from Thomas Kennedy. Timeout, Canada. 3:19 to play here in the game. Battling back, up 2. Here's the Kennedy bucket. Canada on a 14-2 run. And here's some of their work here in the fourth.
And you can see them locked in, right, when nobody believes. Those guys in the locker room believe in themselves. You can see when they're playing, you can look in their eyes, the poise of this man right here. He's turned it on. He's turned it on. He's knocked down shots. And you can just see right now the focus on him, and Delano right there, just making so many plays, so many reads for his squad, and guys are answering. Guys are elevating their play. Remember, they've been here before, right? They came back from a 16-point deficit to win against Colombia. So these guys, they're battle-tested, and they want this challenge.
They made the same push in the very first game against Brazil to make a big comeback, but were unable to close, and Brazil ended up winning that game. Can Canada find enough answers here tonight? Trey Bell-Haynes back on the floor for Abu Kigab. Banton, Henry Blair, Pandy, and Kennedy. Banton just got over the timeline. Leonardo all over him. Bell-Haynes, the floater. Bounced up a couple of times. Last touch by Canada was Kennedy, who tapped it out of bounds. 3:07 remaining in the game. Huertas, Felicio, Diaz, Santos, and Leonardo on the back door. On the floor for Brazil. Banton working on Leonardo. Delano Banton steps up. Can't hit. Santos vacuums it in. Santos wants it. Finds Felicio, stolen by Pandy, and he's fouled by Santos. Fourth team foul, rather third team foul for Brazil here in the quarter, but it's the fourth on Santos.
And Pandy, he watched that play develop the whole time, just got himself a great help out here to the back door here. Trey Bell-Haynes just fell asleep there, slipped. Leonardo with the next layup, the play right after. Pandy just getting himself in defensive position, tagging the cutter, and coming up with a steal.
Thomas Kennedy exits the game. He gave Canada 14 minutes. It was a +8 in his time on the floor. Khalif Young, 13 in red, replaces him. It's Henry Blair. Bell-Haynes crossing over, wants Young to roll. Banton was calling for it, but didn't come to the basketball. And Canada lucky to have possession here with 9 ticks on the shot clock. They are standing here in Recife. Banton. Miscommunication between Young and Banton. It's an over and back. And Leonardo says, get on your feet. Listen to this place. Kigab will check into the game for Trey Bell-Haynes. Put more size on the floor for Team Canada. Santos will trigger the inbound. It's Huertas. Cross-court pass, Leonardo for 3. Diaz on the offensive rebound, and Santos wants to calm things down. Huertas. Young got a piece of it, but also hand. That's going to send Huertas to the line for free throws. Before the free throws, Canada will call time. They'll have one more remaining, one more timeout that is remaining after this one. Brazil still has their one timeout in their back pocket. 1:36 to play. Don't go anywhere.
Get this rebound.
Out of the timeout, we'll see Huertas toe the line, but first, Leonardo with 17 points, shooting 50% from the field. He's been terrific for Brazil.
That he has, right? In light of the great Oscar Schmidt being here and scoring himself. You know, he had a great quote. Some people, they play the piano, and some people, they move the piano, right? And Leonardo, he's come out tonight, and he's been a guy that moved the piano, right? And just played and stuck to his game.
Huertas knocks down the free throw. He's perfect from the line here at the AmeriCup. Shot 90% for Tenerife this season. The season where Tenerife won the BCL Basketball Champions League. Huertas was the MVP. 2 clutch free throws. Gives Brazil a 4-point lead. Minute 36 to play. Chance at a gold medal game on the line. It's Banton. Kennedy back on the floor. Trey Bell-Haynes. Banton wants it. Banton attacking. Off glass, no good. And Huertas with the rebound. Lose into the game for Brazil. Diaz up fake, frees himself for 3. Left it short, and Bell-Haynes attacking the other way. He'll go to the basket, rejected by Felicio! He almost put the ball through the glass! Huertas trying to use clock. Canada electing not to foul. Huertas splits the D, hands, Diaz hammers it home, and they're rocking in Recife. Are you kidding me? The passion, the emotion of international basketball. How do you not love it? That timeout was Canada's last. 35.7 to play in the game. The Canada basketball. And they'll inbound in the front court. 14 on the shot clock for them to work with. It'll be Bell-Haynes, Gray, Kennedy, Henry Blair, and Banton on the floor. For Brazil, Diaz, Lozada, Felicio, Luz, and Leonardo on the floor for the Brazilians. Bell-Haynes turns it over. And Brazil can smell it now. The foul by Banton will send Leonardo to the line.
And you can see, we're hearing the crowd in here go crazy right now, but you can see and feel the experience of Brazil take over in the last, the last minute, right? A couple ill-advised plays and turnovers by Canada. A big block shot by Brazil, and they've channeled that energy. They've executed better down the stretch here. And it was just the little things, right? Little things there. And again, a team that just understands. They've have the experience, they have the veterans, and they stepped up in those moments.
Still 28 seconds. 19 and counting for Leonardo. Mel Haynes inbounds to Gray. Gets it back. He's fouled by Lozada. That's the 4th team foul for Brazil. They have one more before they get into the penalty. Mineiro will check into the game, number 12 in yellow for Diaz. Henry Blair will inbound with 23.8 seconds remaining in the game. Banton, he'll attack the rack. Can't get it to go. Lozada pulls the rebound down, throwing some bows. The foul was called a while ago, but you can't hear the whistle in here. You just can't. Feel the emotion at home. This is amazing. Referees are going to look at this. And we'll be able to try and listen into the conversation. I doubt we'll hear anything.
We won't be able to hear a thing. These people in here have started the party.
The ball is on the hand, and after that, all the movement of the 7 was inside his cylinder. He never raised the elbows, nothing, so we only stance with the personal foul. On red 2. Yes. So just show only the personal foul. We were checking if after the foul there was an elbow on him. That's why. Hey,
So
we were
you heard it
checking if
there.
after the foul there was an elbow.
You heard it there as the referee explaining it now to Canada. Which is a common foul as Lozada will toe the line. 16.8 remaining in this game. Brazil setting up for a date with Argentina in the final. Gold medal game will be played tomorrow night. If you think it's loud right now, just imagine what it will be like when the AmeriCup will be on the line against Argentina. Canada doesn't go home yet. They still have a chance at a medal. They'll play their rivals, the U.S., tomorrow night as well in the bronze medal game. Leonardo getting high fives and hugs. What a performance from him. His team needed him tonight, and he brought it. Gray misses the 3. Recife, sing us home. (86-76), your final score. Brazil will play for gold. Leonardo, our player of the game, as you take a look at the stats from a 10-point win for Brazil. 11 three-pointers. Canada battled back as much as they could, but the rebounding really crushed them.
That was the game, right? Again, just Brazil imposing themselves, imposing their size and their will, and just relentless getting to the basket, getting the rebounds, collecting rebounds, which again just was giving them more opportunities, right? And you mentioned it before when the game came down the stretch, that allowed them to have the confidence, and they executed far better than Canada did.
Leonardo led the way for Brazil with 19 points. Diaz with 14. Victor Benitez stepped into the starting lineup and really sparked Brazil early on. He finished with 13 points after all was said and done. For the Canadians on the other end, it was Javon Henry Blair, 8 of 10 from the field for 24 big ones. Abu Kigab off the bench with 10. Lloyd Pandy played well, and how about Thomas Kennedy? His stats won't jump off the page, but did a lot of good in this game. They'll have to try and forget about it and move on, because they're playing tomorrow, still with a chance to go home with a medal around their necks. Got to go through the U.S. to do it. But for a team that wasn't expected to be here in this moment, you got to believe that they will look at that bronze medal game as an opportunity to prove everybody that, hey, this was a good team that arrived here in Recife.
I think this team is still playing with a chip on their shoulder, right? And like you mentioned, there's still something to play for tomorrow. We're still playing for a bronze medal. And you came into this thing, and the conversation was, they'll be lucky if they win one game, right? And you've come out here, you've pushed Brazil to the limit. You go back to the drawing board tonight, watch some film, rest up. But tomorrow's an opportunity to go for a medal. Still playing for something. And you talk about Brazil. It's a big game for them tomorrow as well against Argentina, who most have tabbed to peg rather to win this tournament in their home, right? They're the host team, and Brazil's the host team. So that's a bit disrespectful in itself, and I think that's going to be, a toe-to-toe boxing match, 12-round boxing matches. Both teams, as you can see, can score. Both teams have versatility, but more importantly, both teams have a level of experience and veteran leadership that has been battle tested. So I'm excited to see that one. And again, that's, you're playing for something. You're playing for your country. You're playing to represent. You're playing to put your country on the map. And winning isn't easy, right? I think oftentimes we forget that. These guys are the elite of elites. They are national team guys. Right? This is something special what these guys are doing, and coming out here and looking forward to that match tomorrow.
Here's what we saw today. 82-73, Argentina defeated Team USA. Brazil with a 10-point win over Canada in our second semifinal, which sets up our final tomorrow night, Brazil and Argentina. And before it, we'll have Canada and the US in the third place game. Partner, it was a ton of fun. Hope you guys at home enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you tomorrow here from Recife and the AmeriCup.